Update Reddit.
What was the most brutal thing you heard a kid say? While my aunt is getting changed into a bathing suit years ago. 5-year-old cousin, Mom, I want to be like you when I grow up, I just don't want your body. As a teenager I had horrendous acne. My 3-year-old cousin was asked if they wanted to give me a hug before leaving a family gathering. He looked at me and said, "No, his face has big ugly buttons," and then walked off. Same here, really spotty face as a teen. My cousin, then 3. "I don't like your face, there's too many red dots on it." Yikes. Thanks cuz. Me. 3-year-old son, to me, loudly, "I hate you." Wife, "I don't want to hear that." 3-year-old son, now whispering, "I hate you." I can't believe you're 30. And you're still single. My 4-year-old niece, most likely repeating her mom in private. Middle-aged women can be very judgmental. The boy next door once told my mom that she shouldn't hang her underwear on the clothesline because his mother didn't want his father looking at it. Well, now I want to see your mom's underwear. A 7-year-old asked me, "Where is your girlfriend?" since my brother's girlfriend was there with us. I told her I don't have one. So she said, "Oh. Yeah, I guess some people are supposed to be alone." Well, damn. A 10-year-old asked to see my sew and I showed a photo and they said, "It's nice that you don't go for hot guys." I think he's pretty hot. Son, mommies have boobies but daddies don't. Daughter, my daddy does. Me putting my daughter to bed, "I love you, honey." Good night. Her, "I don't love you." Me, "That's not very nice." "I'm sure you love me." Her, "Nope. I just love mommy. Bye." I was visiting my grandchildren, 4 and 6 and their parents, and reminded them that I was leaving in 2 days. Both children clapped and cheered. But what did the grandchildren do? "Daddy, these flowers match your teeth." They were daffodils. Their innocence allows them to be little savages. My little sister told my first girlfriend that she was the first girl who was willing to talk to me. Your sister is a murderer, holy s. One time a kid in the day camp one was volunteering at asked me if I had a mommy. Of course I have a mommy. Why do you ask? Oh. I thought you didn't have a mommy because she died because you're so old. I was 15 at the time. Was sitting on the couch with my girlfriend and her nephew and he was staring at me. Him, "What's wrong with your neck?" Me, "What? Do I have a bruise or something?" Him, "No, you have like a big thing sticking out." Me, "Oh, that's my Adam's apple." Him, "Oh. Is it always going to be like that?" Me, Yes. Him, "That's really gross looking." Play him back and say that if he keeps talking sass like that he'll grow even bigger than yours. A teacher dressed up as James Bond for World Book Day when I was about 8 and a kid in the year below me asked if he was the fat controller from Thomas the Tank Engine. My 2 daughters, 5 and 7, were fighting over a toy. The younger one turned to the older one and said, "If you don't give me the toy I'm going to cut off your head and bury it in the backyard where no one will ever find it." Oh please, that's the first place they'd look. Idiot. When I was 16 I got dumped by my boyfriend and my 10-year-old cousin overheard me crying and came into my room and said, "Why did your boyfriend break up with you? He was probably cheating on you anyway. No boy would ever do that to me." Oh damn, I wish I had her confidence. Hope you're doing better, love. I was dressed as Little Red Riding Hood for Halloween and was taking my friend's niece's trick-or-treating. One of them turned to me and said, "What are you supposed to be?" Me, Little Red Riding Hood. Her, "Oh, though she was supposed to be pretty." My sister told me that one of my nieces told her, "Waddle faster, mummy," while she was chasing her. My daughter said to me, "Put on this mask, daddy, and so we can play Fat Spider-Man. I'm maybe 15 pounds overweight." Fat Spider-Man, Fat Spider-Man. Does whatever a fat spider can. weaving webs, any size, until they break, under his thighs. Oh Lord, here comes Fat Spider-Man. I work as a therapist and had a kid walk up to his new teacher, place his hands on her belly and ask in a ringing voice, is it a boy or a girl? He genuinely thought she was pregnant, bless his little soul. My stepson had a point when his own mother was pregnant where he thought all women were pregnant. I worked at a library and they were going to have a scare away drugs day where you dress scary for a day. A little girl told the librarian, wow, you went all out for the scary day. The librarian said, oh, that's not today, it's on Friday. The little girl said, oh well, you're ready, and walked off. It was painful to see a 35-year-old woman eviscerated by a second grader. Scare away drugs day. I said it myself, and I will regret it forever. When I was about 6, my parents hired a really nice neighborhood girl who was probably about 17 at the time to babysit me while they took a night out. She was the daughter of the director of my after-school daycare I went to almost every day, and she was a totally awesome and caring person. Anyway, she happened to be fairly overweight, and while we were sitting there playing a game together I said completely out of the blue, you're really fat. Just a stupid thing a 6-year-old would say. I still remember the pain in her face. It's burned into my brain. She was absolutely devastated and fighting back tears. Enough so that even a 6-year-old who still had minimal empathy was able to recognize it. She just feigned a smile and told me, that's not nice to say to people. It haunts me because as I grew up I realized how devastating that must have been for a teenage girl to hear. Damn, she's a G. I'm not that nice to shitty kids. My brother is blind in one eye. My son asked, Uncle, which eye do I look at? Obviously I thought this was savage, but my brother took it like a champ and circled his correct eye in red pen. High school couple I overheard. Girl, are you saying you love weed more than you love me? Boy, as if it's the most obvious thing in the world. Well, yeah. Ladies got to be hearing the truth. Mary Jane doesn't passive-aggressively wave my past mistakes in my face. She wins the #1 spot by default. Was teaching 6th graders. She glanced at my hairy arms. What are you, a bear? At that age she knew what she was doing. I don't love you. That's what my 4-year-old son said to me a few days ago when I asked him to go to bed. Just looked me straight in the eyes and said it, then walked off. Not gonna lie. Even though he doesn't mean it, it still hurt. It's okay, my other 2 kids love me. For now. Well, at least you'll have an easier choice to make than Sophie. A little kid once said to me, I wouldn't mind watching it burn, when we were talking about a mobile home that was on my uncle's property. We were literally just walking. Kid was like 4 or 5, not sure what age. A few years ago my hair thinned out at the very front. I hate it and it really bothers my self-esteem. Cue bubbly 11-yo niece running up to me with a big hug, then staring at me with her head canted to the side like a curious dog, pointing to my head and saying, so, what's going on with this? I ask myself the same thing every time I look in the mirror. I told my son he was spoiled. He asked, well, whose fault is that? He's not wrong. Not super brutal, but on Valentine's Day at work a little boy asked if I had a Valentine. I said no, and he said probably because you have earrings in your nose. They don't belong there, weirdo. First ever day of retail, a little girl wandered up to me and said, why are you so fat? I replied with the first thing that came to mind, which was probably because I eat too much. She proceeded to run through the shop yelling, Mummy, he eats too much. I just found it funny really, but damn, kids come at y'all for no reason. I overheard this in the checkout line at the grocery store. The kid was asking for some candy and his mother said no, and he said under his breath, I will kill you someday. No, my son responding to me when I asked if he liked my new bangs. Yeah kid, I hate them too, but damn. We went to a funeral of my so's grandmother. Our 3-year-old was curious and asking questions about why great-grandma died. Really sweet and nice questions. She was then talking to great-grandpa. She said, "I miss great-grandma. I will miss you when you die. You will be dead soon because you are really old." My face dropped. He was laughing really hard and it took the edge off of him. Teaching kids about death is tough. Little girl standing in a bank line with her mom. "If you spank me, I'm gonna tell grandma that I saw daddy's pee-pee in your mouth. Thanks for the gold. Kind stranger." The ultimate blackmail.